Hey guys, this is Coach Shala and I'm back with another video on how to get around Visual Studio. So Visual Studio is another coding station like code.org, and in my opinion I find it's better than code.org because it makes your coding knowledge more firm than code.org because of the text. Like we can code our we can code our project in text rather than blocks, so we can learn about um, new functions. We can make our new function and we can use predefined and pre-made functions by which is made by other people. So in this video I'm going to be teaching you how, like, the basics of Visual Studio only and not its code. So the basics of Visual Studio, and like where to type our project, the files which are needed to make the project, how to run our project, how to see the outcomes of our project, and how to download Visual Studio and the web server which we would need to run our project from which we made in Visual Studio, and how to run it. So let's get on with it. So first of all, of course, you need to download the Visual Studio in which which we will be coding our project. So we can code it from, we can download the Visual Studio from this website. So all you need to do to get to this page is we need to write Visual Studio Code, and we can click on the first link, and we'll have our website in which we can download. So all you need to do is go ahead and click this button and it will download it for you. So next is we have to download our web server, which will need to run our project. So like over here it says launch app, but for those who haven't downloaded it, it will say download. So to reach this page, we'll only like to write web server for Chrome. We'll click on the first link and you'll get the page in which you'll be able to download the web server for Chrome. So yeah, so that's about downloading the uh, web server and the Visual Studio. So that's done. So now what we need to do is we need to learn how to get our project, how to make our project, how to make the files which are needed to start writing our project. So for that, we need to go into our desktop and we need to make a new file. So we need to make a new folder in which we'll have the files. So I've made all my folders in a specific place in my folder. So I've named it Visual Studio, and as you can see over here, these are all my folders in which I've coded. So what we'll need to do is, for example, if you want to make a new code, we'll right click and then we'll press the button over here which is new, and then we'll go to folder. So when we click folder, over here you can see it says new folder 2. So I'll rename it, and for example, you can name it anything. For example, if we're making an Angry Birds game or an array, if we want to understand the concepts of an array, we can write anything like array project, and then I'll go ahead and press enter, and we can go into this project, and you'll see that that this folder is empty as it says. But for like we can't the project should not be empty because we'll need a file in which we'll write our project, and the computer, it needs files so that it can take carry out the things which we tell it to. So for example, there are some files known as index.html, style.css, files like that, and we need that. So to get those files which we can't code ourselves because it's like for really high-tech developers, I've made a GitHub link, and in which you can copy and paste this. Like, I'll add this link in the description below, and you can copy and paste this link on Chrome, and it will lead you to a page on GitHub and learn Git and GitHub without any code. So these are all the files which we'll need. So readme.md, index.html, as I was talking about before, style.css. So these are lines of codes which are really long and you can't really write them out. So I'll just show you one of them. And this is not that long. It's only of 7 lines, but the computer needs these. So um, the computer needs these. So look, this is a really long one, and you can just copy and paste this in your code. So to do that, when your Visual Studio is downloaded, you can go to Visual Studio, right? And it's opening, right? And you can open folder. So that will to open the folder, you have to press the open folder, and then you can choose your file in which you want. You can choose your folder in which you want to write your code in. So as I made that earlier, the array project earlier, I'll double click it and I'll select the folder. So it will open the content of what's in the array project. So if you would have remembered, there was nothing in our array project. So as you can see, there are no files which are shown over here in the array project section. So to do that, you can go to the link in like in the GitHub, right? And you can add these files. You can add the files, upload files, and then you can add them to your Visual Studio Code, right? And when you've added them, for example, I'll show you. I'll open another folder. Yeah, for example, this one. So when you've put them in, you will have all of these folders, all of these files in the folder. So this is the index.html, this is style.css, p5.play, and this is sketch.js, and you have to write your code in this sketch.js. So like I've written some code over here, and whatever we write in our sketch.js, it's going to be carried out, right? And like that. So you can write our code in sketch.js. So what you need to do if you want to like see your code in action is that when your web server is downloaded from this page over here, when it's downloaded, you can search for it, and over here you'll see this page. So what you need to do is you need to press this button right over here, choose folder, and then you need to find your folder in which you coded your program in. So for example, I'll take any one, I'll choose a folder, and then I'll press this link over here, and then it's going to open a link in Google Chrome, and then you'll be able to see the code which you've written. So for example, if I want to open a code in which I've made a car racing game, so I'll select the folder, I'll open the link, and this is a multiplayer game which I had made. So you can see this, and like you can choose any folder, you can choose anything in which you've made a game. So if I want like that, so you can, for example, if you've made a folder which is called mango plucker, so you can go to web server, you can choose the folder, and it'll show the current folder which you've chosen, which is in this case mango plucker, and you can press the web server URL right over here, http colon slash slash, like that, and you just have to click that link. So and then it'll show you the code, the program in like in action. So you can see the program in action. So that's how to run your program, and in our future videos we'll be learning how to make types of programs, for example, understanding the concepts of arrays and many more fun stuff. So this video was just about learning the Visual Studio, how Visual Studio works, and to make projects in Visual Studio. I'll meet you in my next video. Thank you guys.